I'm Matt White. I'm the Executive Director at the PyTorch Foundation and the GM of AI at the Linux Foundation. And I'm going to share some thoughts today with you very briefly on open source and open standards in an agentic realm. So a quick note on AI and open source AI at the Linux Foundation. Open source AI is very alive at the Linux Foundation. We have a lot of really fantastic projects. Chief amongst those, PyTorch, Kubernetes, VLLM, and other really great projects that are really advancing and accelerating the open source AI space. And generally, people don't think about the Linux Foundation as a place for open standards, but we actually have more than 200 open standards, including OpenUSD and C2PA. And we have a few more projects that have come down the pike lately. And so we've got Google recently announced that 8A protocol is now a part of the Linux Foundation. And we also have Agency, which is Cisco's project, which has support from Dell and a number of other companies as well. And so we're looking at like what do we need to do to make an open agentic future, right? And we generally know that open source has eaten the world already. And open models are now eating open source. And open agents will fundamentally eat everything, right? And so part of this is going to be doing open source like the right way. And that's really, solve real world problems. Don't sort of make bombastic claims about you've replaced 80% of your workforce with like collaborative agents and all of this. Like, it doesn't really help the industry. I would say innovate and differentiate your project. If you don't have substantial ability to innovate and differentiate from other projects, then I would advise you to join an existing projects and become a contributor. Build a strong community around your open source projects. This is what makes them successful, especially being humble and having the ability to accept user input, accept feedback from the community, and really work to solve the problems that your community is presenting to you. And I would say also choose an appropriate license. So folks have been using MIT and Apache 2.0 for a long time. We've gotten very accustomed to that, but now we're using it for models. I would share that the Linux Foundation has released an open MDW license, which is here for solving a lot of the licensing issues around open models, which are not software, right? We're talking about both code and high-dimensional data. And define a clear roadmap, like publish that on your GitHub repo, also share your office hours, engage with the community. I think a lot of projects struggle because their benevolent dictator says, hey, we're just gonna, this is the way we're going and get on board or don't, right? So, and then obviously documentation and tutorials are certainly essential here. So my time is up, and so here's my small agentic wish list. It is an excerpt from a very long wish list, but I would say, a few of the things that I think are really important are going to be, alignment and standards and protocols and schemas. Like, let's work together to create standard formats. There needs to be a stronger security focus. Right now, there's really security is kind of absent from a lot of activities in the agentic space. And it would be great to see more agentic functionality built into models themselves. And so, this is where K2 is kind of emerging. And then observability and tracing. So it is really hard to debug a lot of agent workflows. And so, focusing on providing debugging functionality and test harnesses is really important as well. And with that, I would invite you to add to your calendars this year that we will be launching the first Open Source AI Week. This will be October 18th to 26th this year. If you have an event, please feel free to submit it. And also, the PyTorch conference will be taking place October 22nd to 23rd this year. All right, thank you very much.